up, guys, gals, non-binary pals, and Wonderbeasts of every shape and size? My name is Cody Hansel. Thank you for spending a little bit of time with me here today. And I just got done watching the first season of Kipo, Age of the Wonderbeasts, and a little bit of season 2. I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself. Real quick, I'm going to start talking about shows probably in a more seasonal format. It's really hard to binge an entire series. Oh my god, excuse me. It's really hard to binge an entire series of a show in a week, which is what I was kind of trying to do, and it's, you know, obviously not a great way to make content. So I'm going to start going on a season by season basis. And this will also help me with shows that are still ongoing that I want to talk about, like DuckTales. But I also want to do a video on Tangled at some point, and Tangled I feel like would be a better video if I talk about the entire series, because the focus of the entire series is Rapunzel and how she grows, and I think the best way to show that is how she grows over the entire series, not just on a season-to-season basis. So yeah, what is Kipo and the Age of the Wonderbeasts? It's a show about this young girl, Kipo, who lives in these cities called boroughs, or underground cities, 200 years after the fall of humanity, which took place, I guess, in 2020, because 2020 certainly isn't a year where humanity would fall. He says in the year 2020, we're only halfway done. Look at that. Ooh, we're halfway there. Ooh, we be living on prayers out here. The top side is overrun by giant plants and is also overrun by giant animals called mutes, which I didn't realize until right before I started recording this was short for mutants. I thought they were calling them mutes because, oh, some of them don't talk, but then they just call all them mutes, and I'm stupid. Pseudo-intellectual, earning that tag harder than ever before. As soon as she reaches topside and she starts finding out just how dangerous some things are, she meets my favorite character, Wolf, a small girl wearing a wolf pelt and carrying around a dangerous scorpion stinger on a stick. And she's amazing. She can fight, she is extremely agile and acrobatic, and she is a fantastic survivor. Why she's a fantastic survivor and how she got that wolf pelt is a very sad story. And Kipo's happy-go-lucky personality obviously clashes very hard with her serious need to survive. Especially when Kipo is very much clueless about the top side, and every time Wolf tells her not to do something, she immediately goes and does it. But obviously, her being the hero means that not everything out there is going to kill her. Probably zero things are going to kill her. She uses this extremely friendly, positive personality of hers to become friends with literally everybody, including Benson and Dave. By the way, Dave and Benson are the two characters that Kipo first runs into and kind of try and betray her and screw her over a little bit. That doesn't work. Wolf basically says, no, I'm getting Stingy back, and we're getting our bike back and everything. The deal becomes that they're supposed to get them over this ridge. Eventually they join the team. Benson's just this baby boy here who wants to play music and be a DJ or whatever. He likes music a lot. And then we have Dave, who is this phoenix bug thing that dies and comes back to life, but literally constantly over and over again, from newborn to infant to child to teenager to standard young adult form to buff rip Hulk bug thing to old man, in this constant cycle. He basically has performance anxiety, where whenever he's the big buffed up bug, it don't be lasting too long. And that wraps up our characters, basically. I mentioned music with Benson a second ago, and the music in this show has blown me away. I love the soundtrack to this show. It's got pop, EDM, funk, R&B, hip-hop, rap, rock, country. It's got so much of everything. Some of them I don't particularly care for. Country. But this is old school country, back when country was good. The country stuff is all done with Yum Yum, the Timber Cats. The Timber Cats and Yum Yum are the ones who do all the country music, and it's amazing. Oh, it's so good. Quick heads up, do not listen to any Kipo soundtracks or playlist until you've actually watched the first season at least, and probably I wouldn't until you watch the second season, because there are a few songs that kind of lessen the impact of a scene if you listen to it outside of its context. It doesn't ruin it by any means, it does just feel less impactful at that point. I know this because I listened to Purple Eyed Jaguar a little early. Yeah, kind of lessened the impact a little bit. Didn't ruin it, but I do feel like it would have been better if I hadn't heard it yet. Soundtrack's amazing. Also, the world is beautiful. It's a bunch of pinks and blues and purples and yellows. The world is beautiful. I love the design of this world. Absolutely stunning. The overall aesthetic of this show is fantastic, and I love it. I already said that. I need a thesaurus. Pseudo-intellectual. A word that sounds smart and just means you're kind of dumb. Unlike Kipo, who is actually super smart. All right, we talked about the world, we talked about the story, let's talk about some juicy stuff. There's 3 episodes, episodes 6, 7, and 8 of season 1 of Kipo that are phenomenal. All 3 of them together, I love them. Episode 6 is called Ratland, and in Ratland, they find out that it's Kipo's birthday. She's turning 13. They also find out that Wolf doesn't have a birthday, so Kipo says, well, we're birthday sisters now, we both have a birthday. We can't solve this puzzle my dad left for me, so we're gonna go take a break from this and try and go find presents for each other. Kipo and Benton end up going to this place called Ratland after Kipo finds a gift for Wolf. Wolf, Dave, and Munyon go off to try and find Kipo a gift, and while they're out doing that, they actually find a clue to where Kipo's father went. And it's in the form of a letter with the Aries logo on it. That's how Wolf knows that, oh, this is meant for Kipo. During this scene, Kipo and Dave are obviously having a really good time. They're in this amusement park and they're 13. Kipo is starting to feel some feelings for Dave. And this all comes to a head as they're riding around a Ferris wheel under the beautiful purple and pink moonlight, and they stop at the top. Kipo tells Dave that she likes him. And Dave, take it away.
Because I'm gay.
Just comes out and says it. Well done. Good representation. Very well done. And Kipo, as anybody who might be caught in a similar situation, whether it's because of sexuality or just because they don't want to be with you, handles it the way you should handle it. Which, hey, let's just keep being friends. Which, hey, by the way, if you're trying to move on in a relationship with someone that you're not even friends with, maybe be a friend to somebody before you try and be in a relationship with somebody. Because it don't work the other way. Fringe cases everywhere, of course, but maybe be friends with the other person first. But then a fight happens, the team regroups, and as they regroup, it's time to exchange the gifts. And Kipo gives Wolf her gift, which is a pink little flower beret to keep the hair out of her eyes during a fight. And Wolf gives Kipo the sleeve of a broken leather jacket. And not the leather from... Leather? I almost said the leather again. I had to stop myself before I said it. The letter from her father. Instead, she decides to hide it. Then, in the next episode, the entire team gets caught in this perfect dream scenario, which, like every perfect dream scenario, if they don't escape the dream, they're gonna die. Whoa. But how are they gonna escape if it's a perfect dream? Oh, one of the characters is feeling an intense amount of guilt, and they can't have the perfect dream because they're just so guilty about it. Well, that character breaks out and saves the day, because of course they do. That's a very common thing. They're sitting around a campfire, and Wolf dejectedly gives Kipo the letter from her dad. Kipo understandably gets mad about it, and Wolf just comes out and says why she did it is because she didn't want to get... This scene didn't make me cry. I didn't actually have tears, but I teared up. Wolf says because she's afraid she'll leave her. Once this is done, Kipo will go home and she won't see her again. And Wolf is crying the whole time. And she's never had, like, real friends, real family before. We find out in the next episode... Sorry, we find out in the episode after that why, so it's a 4-episode thing. 6 through 9. And Kipo, she forgives her and hugs her. And Wolf is just crying while they're hugging, and I almost cried because I hate seeing kids cry, especially when they're good characters who have been through tragic, terrible times. Stop it. Stop making me cry, TV.
You're supposed to be funny. You're supposed to be fun.
In the next episode, the majority of it is they find another clue to find Kipo's dad, and during this, Kipo undergoes another mutation. Her legs get all covered in fur, and she's able to run really fast. At the end of the episode, her and Wolf are hugging again because of something. I believe it's like, you can come with us. You can come with us back to the burrow, and you can stay with us. And she's finally convinced Wolf, after all this time, to come to the burrow, come to where it's safe. You don't have to live out here where you're at risk of dying every 2 minutes. And she hugs her, and while she's hugging her, the sleeve has come off a little bit to reveal that she has some of that jaguar fur, and Wolf realizes that she's part mute. And Kipo says, I was gonna tell you, I just was getting around to it. Wolf, very understandably, has a hatred for mutes, runs away, and she's like, no, I'm done with this. I can't be friends with a mute, not one who lied to me, and even more so. And Benson chases after her, and in the next episode, we find out why Wolf hates mutes so much. As an even younger girl, she was found by these 2 wolves and their family of wolves, their small pack of wolves. And she wasn't getting along with them, but eventually one of them was nice to her. And she learned how to fight with the wolves, play with the wolves, she trained with them. And the mother and the father wolf said, okay, pack, it's time for your first hunt as a pack. You all hunt and are strong and brave as a pack, but so is your prey, Wolf being the prey. And Wolf has to run away from this family that she considered family, that had lied to her and betrayed her trust, and had to run and survive. And she got the wolf pelt from one of them, I'm sure. We just don't know which one. That's the kind of storytelling that this show excels at, is setting up these kind of tragedies for these characters and playing off of them. Very much so for Wolf, Kipo has the tragedy that she never knew her mother. Her mother died when she was young, and there's a bit more of her history that she doesn't know about, like why she can turn into a mute or why parts of her body are mutating. And that's about it for season 1. This show is great so far. I watched a handful of episodes from season 2, and I'm probably going to end up finishing it in the next day or 2. And I can't wait to watch more. My name is Cody Hansel. Thank you for watching. I stream every week on Twitch. You find me on there under Cody Hansel. Cody Hansel Live on Twitter. Cody Hansel on Instagram. You can find me in all those places. Who's your favorite Wonderbeast? Or like, what's your favorite Wonderbeast in the show so far? Just like screen cap it and like upload it to Imgur and like send me a link, or tweet at me. Tweet a picture of it at me, or tell me in the description and in the comments, and I'll look through those. Because there's a lot of really great Wonderbeast. My favorite's Yamyun. I love Yamyun. He's so good. Alright, catch you later. Bye.